Welcome to the Business Leader Spotlight Show.
I want to welcome everyone to the Business Leader Spotlight Show. This is Randy Van Ittersum, your host for today. Today we have with us Marvin Solomiany, a leading divorce attorney in Atlanta, Georgia. He's here today to talk to us about some of the legal issues you can encounter in a divorce. Marvin, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Tell us, if there was a situation where domestic violence was involved in a marriage, what steps would you generally recommend somebody take to prepare for getting a divorce under those circumstances?
Sure. I believe that one of the most important issues when there has been domestic violence is to properly document the incident of domestic violence. And that can be done in several ways. One is you can call 911, okay, have the police called, have them make a full report of what transpired on that particular day. A lot of the times, for one reason or another, someone may not want to call the police because they may not want the other person arrested. In those situations, you would advise a client to go out and either have someone else take pictures of the physical abuse that occurred. And the most important thing probably is to make sure that you actually do something about it. A lot of times there is domestic violence that transpires, but then people wait months and months after the incident of domestic violence, and obviously the longer that the victim waits to file a divorce after the incident of domestic violence, then the less importance the court is going to give it. However, if there's obviously been domestic violence that has been recurring throughout the marriage, then obviously I think the court will be more considerate of the fact that it has taken place, and because of the fact that it has been taking place in a frequent basis, that has led this particular person not to want to proceed to file on an earlier date because he or she may have been obviously concerned about any retributions by the other party. So make sure that you document any instances of family violence.
And is there anything else that they should consider beyond that document, that type of documentation that you would,
Sure.
think of telling somebody?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of states, Georgia including being one of them, where if there's an act of family violence, the victim of that family violence can basically go to court without giving notice to the opposing party. And if the court, based on the testimony of this one person, believes that an act of family violence has taken place and that it is likely that it may take place in the near future again, the court, believe it or not, is allowed to enter an order just based on this one party's testimony to prohibit the other party from coming to the marital residence, from having any type of contact not only with the parent but with the minor children. And also the court can even go as far as demanding and ordering financial obligations from one of the parties to the victim, whether it be child support, whether it be continuing payment of the household bills and spending money. So it's essentially there is a mechanism by which, in the event that there's in fact family violence occurred, that the court can take very extraordinary measures against the abusing party during that time period. And usually, but not necessarily, there's many people who proceed to file that family violence action without legal representation. That's something that generally each court will have a domestic violence advocate that can assist one of the abused party in the completion of the paperwork, because you got to understand that you can file a family violence action without filing a divorce case. And a lot of times we do see that, and then eventually that person who filed the initial family violence proceeds later on to file a divorce case. But one is not dependent, obviously, on the other opportunity.
Thank you for listening to the Business Leader Spotlight Show.